This is the greatest Final Fantasy ever made. This is the greatest Final Fantasy ever made. You can skip this part. I'll skip it in a second. I'll skip it in a second. I'm sorry. It's soaking it in. I'm soaking it in now. This whole expansion, dude. This whole freaking journey. This whole freaking journey, man. From A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers to this. I tell you what. They topped it, man. They topped Shadowbringers. They easily they topped Shadowbringers. They did. Holy shit. Wow. Just everything. Just so many things finally getting their closure. You know? Just so many things. Just so many things getting their closure. Just, gosh. Can we watch? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I mean, that was a friggin', not just that. Not only was it just such a grand, not only was it such a grand conclusion, but man, I think the best way I can describe it is this was a Final Fantasy through and through. Like, through and through, from A Realm Reborn, Heavensward, Stormblood, Shadowbringers to this. Like, this was a freaking Final Fantasy through and through. It's been a Final Fantasy game first and an MMO second. It really has been. I'll tell you what, man. Just incredible. Just incredible. Jesse Cox said the same thing. Well, he's right. He's right. Hey, I'm glad I got to experience it with you, homie. Seems like only yesterday you were killing squirrels. Yeah, squirrels and ladybugs. Yeah, lots of games talk about a 10-year plan. You see, and you know what? That's the funny thing about it. With 14, they didn't talk about a 10-year plan. They just did it. You know, all these gaming companies laying out these roadmaps and shit like that. This is going to be our roadmap for the next 5 to 10 years. Well, they didn't have they didn't speak about what they were going to do for the next 10 years. They just did it. They just did it. They just did it. They just freaking did it. They didn't commit the dumbest thing that so many companies do. They didn't tell us. They didn't tell us that it was going to be cool. They showed us. They showed us. They didn't tell us. They showed us. I didn't need to sit through a 10-minute video with these multiple people from the company telling me about every little thing going in there and why it's going to be so cool. Don't tell me it's going to be cool. Just show me. Yeah. The product will speak for itself. Exactly. And then you can give away the plot. Exactly. And that's why a public test server is a bad idea. Oh, and that's one of the reasons why I'm glad they don't... Oh, God. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so glad they don't do PTRs. I'm so glad that they don't do PTRs with 14. Because everything would be spoiled. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that they don't do this. Public betas are overused these days? They are. You're absolutely right. Yeah, they spoil the surprise. They spoil the excitement. I would argue you can do PTR without the story bits. Yeah, but even then, there's still so much you give away with a PTR. Like, why would you... I wouldn't want to public test a raid, you know? See, they have the advantage. They have the advantage that their own team plays their own shit. Like, their own team plays the game and do everything that's required in the game. Because how can you bet... The best way to understand your game is to play the game. And that's why so many other games like New World and WoW and all that fail. Because I'm telling you, they don't play their own game. They have the players test it for them. to these developers and play. Yeah, exactly. Is the best of the WoW patch already spoiled before it even comes out? Exactly. Exactly. We had no idea any of this was going to happen. We had no idea how all this transposed and everything transpired. Yeah. Just, I mean, yeah. This is how you do it, man. This is how you freaking do it, man. And you know it's how they're going to keep doing it. Even the trailer lad. See, I like that. I love how the trailers misdirect. You know why? You know why I love it? You know why I love it? I love that their trailers misdirect because it makes you speculate and wonder, and it puts you on the edge of your seat, and it makes you want to tune in and see what's going to happen. I love that they throw red herrings into their trailers. I love it. I love it. I love it. I freaking love it. Good question. Can anyone come up with a better story, be it game, movie, or book than this? Well, you know what? This is the beautiful thing about it. They're not trying to be the best story. They're just trying to tell theirs. And I love it for that. Because it's like, I saw somebody say, they're a better MMO. They're a better MMO than WoW, or they're the best. They become a better WoW, and I'm like this. Why be the next WoW when you can be Final Fantasy 14? Will I ever consider 11 one someday? Oh, I played 11 back in the day. I don't need to play 11 again. Might turn it on one day in the future just to see. You know, for nostalgia's sake. But as far as committing serious time to 11, no. I did. I don't need to again. I don't need to again. Does the story compare? Oh, that's the thing. All Final Fantasy stories are fantastic. I personally just think this is the best one that's happened. You know? I personally just think this is the best one that's ever happened. You play 11 just for the story, for the love of God, use a guide. Yeah, exactly. Even more than tactics? Yes, even more than tactics. My order goes. 14, 6, tactics 4. It goes in that order. As far as the ones I love the most. As far as the ones that I think are like my tops. 14, 6, tactics 4. I would say after 4, 7. Even this kind of spoiled tactics. Well, tactics needed to be spoiled, you know? Tactics needed it. You know why? Because Lord knows that company, Lord knows Square Enix kind of forgets it's there. You know? You know? Lord knows Square Enix kind of forgot that tactics even happened, you know? Is it that complex? No, they just kind of forget it's there. They just kind of forgot it's there. Zodiac came from left field. See, I like that came from it. I like that Zodiac. Well, because, you know, we were built upon the belief that, oh, Zodiac's the great ultimate evil. When it turns out, oh, no, he wasn't. See, that's how you pull a switch right there. As far as, like, you know, oh, it wasn't him. Turns out he was the thing that was preventing the real bad thing. Oh, jailer. Yeah, except here's the thing. Zodiac didn't need no weird-ass handsome Squidward nipple stuff going on to be interesting. You know why? Because they built Zodiac up over 10 fucking years. They built him up over all this. Yeah, and even though it's like, you know, with the Insinger and Meteon, some people might think, ew. Some people might think, oh, well, Meteon kind of came out of left field too. Yes, but the build-up to the final days had been going on since Shadowbringers. So even then, that was long-term planning. You know? We never knew the cause of what caused the final days in Emirat. We never knew the cause. And then when they presented how it happened, it made perfect sense. It made perfect sense. Like, Meteon being the cause of the end made perfect sense. How early was Zodiark? As early as A Realm Reborn. Like, within the not very long until A Realm Reborn, we learn about Zodiark, Hydaelyn. We learn about everything that slays the foundation for what's coming. And it's beautiful. And it's beautiful. Yeah, there were so many theories that would cause it. Exactly. Exactly. But even then, the answer itself is complex. You know, the answer to what caused the final days, even itself, that answer was a complex answer. You know? It was the flaws. It was the flaws of the universe. It was the flaws of the universe corrupting a being that was a creation of creation magics, created from the curiosity of a guy that wanted to learn a truth that he couldn't handle. Like, that's a complex answer. Like, even in that last dungeon, you see it. It's not that Meteon was evil. Her response was just that to seeing what the universe was and all of its flaws. But that's the thing, she only saw the flaws. Even in, like, a paradise perfection scenario like we see in that last bit, where these guys are, you know, they gain perfection and immortality, even then there was a flaw to it. Meteon should have sent out a fragile being to the... But see, that's the thing. He didn't know. He didn't know. It's just like in the story of Icarus. Icarus didn't know what would happen if he flew too close to the sun. Well, in this case, Hermes flew way too close to the sun. And what he discovered ended up causing the burning of 1,000 worlds. I gave you wings, but didn't teach you to walk. Exactly. Oop, 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 oop. Aww. Aww. I love it. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. That's beautiful. Warrior Blight in the credits. I love it.